Hey there, I'm Frank Mitchell. On this channel, it's all about helping you understand your car and keeping it running the way it should. Whether it's routine maintenance or solving those tricky problems, I've got you covered. If you find this useful, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to watch till the end. You might learn something that saves you time and money. All right, let's get started.
The High Court of Justice of Madrid, TSJM, has annulled part of the regulations governing Madrid's Low Emission Zones, ZBE. This decision follows a complaint that the economic reports justifying the measure were insufficient. As a result, access restrictions for vehicles in the center of Madrid and in areas such as Plaza Elliptica have been partially suspended, affecting both residents and those who usually drive through these areas. What are Madrid's low emission zones? Low emission zones are specific areas where restrictions apply to vehicles that do not meet certain pollutant emission standards. In Madrid, these zones include the city center and areas of high traffic density, such as Plaza Elliptica, which connects to several major thoroughfares. The regulations, implemented in 2021, limited access for vehicles without environmental labels in an effort to reduce pollution levels and improve air quality. Older vehicles, especially those with gasoline engines registered before 2000 and pre-2006 diesels, were particularly affected by these restrictions. The idea behind this measure was to promote cleaner air in the city and reduce traffic at key points during peak congestion hours. The TSJM ruling and its implications. The recent TSJM decision is based on the lack of a proper economic analysis before approving the low emission zones regulation. According to the court, the reports submitted did not correctly assess the economic impact of the restrictions on various sectors, such as the self-employed or small businesses, which could have difficulties to renew their vehicles. As a result of this decision, the restrictions that applied throughout the municipality, as well as those in areas such as the Central District and Plaza Elliptica, have been suspended. However, this does not mean that the low emission zones will disappear completely, as the Madrid City Council has the possibility to adjust the regulations and re-establish these measures in a more balanced way. How does this affect drivers? For drivers in Madrid, this decision implies a temporary change in the restrictions. Those who own older vehicles without an environmental label will now be able to drive again in areas where they previously had no access, at least until a final decision is made or a new regulation is established. Plaza Elliptica, a high-traffic area that connects the south of Madrid with the city, could see an increase in traffic as restrictions that had hoped to reduce up to 1,500 vehicles at peak hours are lifted. This could generate more traffic in the area and an impact on pollution levels, although at the moment it is not known how long this situation will last. What can happen now? The Madrid City Council has not yet confirmed whether it will file an appeal before the Supreme Court to reverse the decision. In the meantime, the system of sanctions and fines related to the low emission zones remains up in the air, and it is expected that measures will be taken to adjust the regulations to the court's indications. For drivers, this may bring temporary relief from restrictions on access to certain areas of the city, but the future of LEZs in Madrid remains uncertain. If the City Council decides to modify the regulations, it is possible that the restrictions will come back into force, but with changes that take into account the economic and social impact on different groups. Uncertain future for low emission zones. Despite this suspension, low emission zones are a reality in many European cities, and Madrid is no exception. The need to reduce pollution remains a key issue to improve the quality of life in the city. We will have to be attentive to how this situation evolves and to the possible new regulations that the City Council may implement in the future to find a balance between the needs of drivers and environmental protection. If you don't want to miss anything and keep up to date with our news and videos, join our WhatsApp channel to find out all the latest car wow news. Join WhatsApp. In conclusion, the annulment of Madrid's low emission zones marks a significant shift in the city's approach to urban mobility and environmental policy. For drivers, this means a return to unrestricted access in previously regulated areas, potentially easing short-term travel concerns. However, it also raises questions about air quality and long-term sustainability in one of Europe's busiest capitals. As Madrid navigates this change, it will be crucial for both authorities and residents to consider the balance between convenience and environmental responsibility. The future of urban driving in Madrid will depend on how effectively the city addresses these challenges moving forward.